Hello, hello, everybody. This is Rosa for Latinas, or as you know me, it's going to be Latina Mommies. I know I haven't been. Hello, everybody. Hold on. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So, everybody, this is Rosa or Rosa4latinas. Sorry for the technology issues that is going on. But with technology, obviously, we can always say that things always happen, right? So we have to be open-minded about that and just a little bit patient. If you don't know me and this is your first time actually joining my YouTube live or just in general my page, I am Rosa, and a lot of people know me as Miss Rosa because I'm an educator, and also I am an athlete. I'm a mom, and I created my channel to share more of our journey, our truth, and also share about like healthy lifestyle, having a healthy lifestyle, because I run and I eat pretty healthy. So I share anything that's got to do about life in general and my truth and other people's truth. So because it can get boring just from hearing from me, I always have guests on my YouTube channel, or even on my lives on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And I think that sometimes we learn better from somebody else's experience, or we can see ourselves in someone else's shoe. It could be that you're going through the same situation as they are going through, and maybe something that they're doing is going to inspire you to just keep pushing through the difficult times and the hard times. But again, so this is what my channel is about. And today I actually have a student athlete joining me, and I met her actually we were like working together, but she was also playing AAU basketball, and I had an opportunity to see her play. And she's a beast. She's really tall, which is awesome. She's from Nigeria, and something about her just inspire me to have her on on our live right now, and for her to share her truth, because I think that we have so many people who really could relate to her, and especially my young people, my young kids, as I call you guys, my kiddos, my kids, as you know me. If you can relate to her and you can take something away from her that could help you to keep pushing through, that's awesome. So I'm gonna welcome you, Merritt. And Merritt, you can join our meeting.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. And you?
So we're gonna wait for her. Hopefully look, she's so real. I love how she's like, even if this is a live, I don't care how my hair looks, how my background looks, this is what I love about us. Okay. This is what it is. It's reality. It's just truth. We don't always have it perfect. We don't always have to look perfect, right? We can't.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, do you see my eyebrows? I actually have that through Zoom. Do you know that? Like a Zoom thing, like to make them look a little bit better, but it's not all that.
I mean,
But
I'm all over the place right now. I'm a mess, but it's okay. That doesn't matter.
nope, that does not matter. So can you tell us, just introduce yourself, who you are?
Hi, my name is Merit Innocent, and I'm from Nigeria. And if you don't know where Nigeria is, it's in West Africa.
West Africa. So I'm gonna share you guys the where Nigeria is here, so that you guys could just be a little bit on the same page as we are. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So obviously Nigeria, if we go move, it's the continent of Africa, right? All over here, right here. And then Nigeria is literally right there. So can you tell us a little bit about Nigeria? Where was?
So Nigeria, we were colonized by the British. So I get a lot of people always ask me, do you guys speak English? Yes, we do, because we were colonized by the British. So English is actually our official language. Um,
That's cool.
we're like
You
one
didn't
of
have to learn English, right?
yeah, it's just something that came up. But aside from that, we have like a whole ton of different languages, like local languages, regardless. It's one of like the biggest countries in Africa, so that's a big deal. They call us the giant of Africa.
Oh.
Um, we have a lot of like seaside, like water, because as you can see from the
Mm-hmm.
map, we're like close to the ocean. So we got the water side, but we also got like some places that's like sort of deserted, and that's more northern Nigeria. So we
Mm-hmm.
have a very rich culture. Like we really appreciate our culture and we see it as a big deal. So
That's
basically what I
awesome.
can summarize. Hmm.
That's cool. Now, what is the weather in Nigeria like?
It depends on. Um, Basically it's hot, but then again, it depends on what part of Nigeria you're at. Because I'm from southern Nigeria, so it's hot there, but it also like rains a lot. So, and even if it is hot, unlike the US, it's like a dry heat. It's not really humid, but it also rains a lot. So it's just like in between. But it doesn't get cold as it will in the US, that's for sure.
Oh no. Is it considered like tropical weather?
Yes.
So like there's a lot of like how high has the temperature gotten? Because I know in my country, Guatemala,
Hmm.
um, the temperatures can go up really, really high. Like you could go in the 110. Maybe that's the like low. Maybe I'm being too generous with the heat,
Mm.
but
Oh, I don't think I've experienced it ever going that high. Maybe like the 90s.
okay. So not
Hmm.
bad. It's something what we've been experiencing here in New York for,
Yeah.
you know, not too all these weeks, right? I think a lot of
Not like
people
a
either
heat wave.
hated heat waves. Yeah, the heat wave is crazy. Now, when it rains, does it rain?
Yes, it rains. It rains
Like
cats and dogs.
yes, because I know like even like in my country, Guatemala, as soon as you see rain, like if you are, let's say, in McDonald's and you need to walk to your car, from the door of McDonald's to your car, you are soaking wet if you don't have an umbrella.
Yep.
Like that's
Yep.
when I mean it rains cats and dogs. It's crazy that it rains so much, you know. But
Hmm.
you can. But I like the rain too. So I like the different type
I
of
love
weather.
the rain.
I love the
Yes.
tropical weather. I do not like the winter that is coming. Do you like the winter?
Oh, I hate the winter. Please, I have winter depression. Like,
Yes. I think
no.
you see, you're like the second person that told me that because you're from Nigeria and I'm from Guatemala. So I think I like that because we were born in warm weather. But
Hmm.
then coming here, I thought I was going to like snow. And the first time I was so excited because I was 13 years old when I first figured out, like I was like, I'm gonna touch snow is like in my mind was like fluffy, like awesome, like I'm just gonna go and touch it and it's gonna be just so much fun. As
Hmm.
soon as I came here and I touched it and it
That was
felt
it.
like ice, I was like, this is ice. This is not cool. I was so in shock about it, but I'd never liked the cold ever, ever,
Mm-mm.
ever. And I still don't. So,
I still don't. The idea of it is nice. Like it's pretty to see, like
mhm.
all the trees with the snow on it. But I hate going outside when it's snowing because it's just too cold. I cannot. I have tried to force myself to like it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing either. How many layers do you have to put on
Oh,
to
like
stay warm?
when I'm not being dramatic, like five.
Right? So you
They're
put a
always like, it's
shirt.
not even that cold. I'm like, yes, it is. Literally, I
Yes.
start putting on a winter jacket from like Thanksgiving. Like
Yep.
from from Thanksgiving, November, it's already too cold for me.
Yeah, November, like as soon as fall starts hitting, it's already cold for me. Like I already
Hmm.
started wearing long sleeve like the other day, last night. I think it was like chilly afternoon, and I wore a long sweater, like a long hoodie. And I was like, look at you, you're wearing a hoodie
Because I'm cold.
because you're cold. So yeah, so I guess that we have that like that's why I liked like talking to you because I was like, we have that resemblance. I'm like, yeah, yeah, like you are so relatable to me. Like it's good to find somebody who is like relatable with
Yeah.
the weather and coming to America because coming to America is a whole different thing, right? So a lot of people think that so when you how did you first came to be like because you're a student athlete, what does that mean? Explain to people.
All right. So a student athlete, like it says, student athlete. First of all, you're a student before an athlete, but you basically play a sport. Like I play basketball, and you play a sport for your school. That's what it entails. But some people get it misunderstood and they feel like if you're a student athlete, it's all about the sport you play, it's all about basketball. But then again, it's student athlete. So you have to have a fair balance You have to be able to keep up with your grades and do good in school so you can be able to play your sport. Because if you're doing bad in the classroom, it does not matter how good you are in the sport you play. You're gonna sit on the bench. They're gonna tell you until you get your grades up from a D, from a C to like a B, you're not gonna play. So if you feel like, oh, I'm the best player on the team, they cannot do without me, you will sit on the bench until you get your grades up. So that's really like tasking because you want to play basketball, you love basketball so much, well, you have to do your homework, you have to do well in the classroom. So that balance just it's like trying to juggle two heavy balls and you just have to be able to maintain a balance while doing that.
Okay. And you're doing pretty good on that? I
So far,
I
yes.
assume so far. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you are doing great. And if you need help, I'm the math teacher over here. I think all my
Yeah, I
kiddos,
love math.
if my kids, you love math, you see that? Why is it that we love math? Because it's easier to understand for me.
It is. It's not
And then when
complicated.
it
Like once you know
works,
what to do, you know what
yes.
to do.
Yeah, when it works, it's like so beautiful, right?
Hmm.
So um now when you was in Nigeria, when did you come here to America? Like how long?
I came to the US. The first time I came to the US was August 2019, but that was
Okay.
for a tournament. That was for junior NBA. That was just for like a week, and that was at Florida. And then I went back to Nigeria, and I got an opportunity to come play for a school,
Hold on,
so I had
hold
to
on, hold
come
on,
back.
hold on, hold on, hold on. When you say, because people might be like, people might not know, and I don't know. So that's why I'm gonna ask you, okay?
Mhm.
How do you come from Nigeria to play a tournament here? How does that work?
So that's like a funny story. Basically, the junior NBA, for those that are aware of it, is like for kids, like a kids version of the NBA. So they
Mhm.
usually have they started this junior NBA Global Championship like 2018, 2017. It's an annual championship and it
Mm.
basically just brings um basically student athletes from all over the world to come play in like a big stage. So 2019 it was at Florida. It was at like the Orlando Center at ESPN. So that was a very big stage, and we had teams from like I played on Team Africa. So each I wouldn't say each continent had a team because like America is so big and they're the ones hosting the tournament. So we had like North America, South America, East, West, Middle. They had like different teams for just America.
Wow.
Um, so I played on Team Africa, and from Nigeria, we were just three people invited. It was two girls and a boy, and we had other people from other countries like Senegal, Egypt, and all that. And then, yeah, I got selected to represent Nigeria to represent Africa in the tournament. So that's when I came to the US for that junior NBA. And like I said, that's a really big stage because like some of those games were like streamed on ESPN. It was a big
Mhm.
opportunity. And when you have a big stage like that, obviously there's a lot of opportunities just waiting for you to take advantage of. And
There's a lot of
thankfully,
scouts, right? A
yeah,
lot of
there's a lot of
coaches.
scouts watching.
Hmm.
And I guess I performed in a way that impressed some of those scouts and they started reaching out and I that's
They
how I
reached
got.
out to your parents.
Yeah, even before I went back to Nigeria, like some of them already started emailing my parents like, oh, because obviously your parents were not there. It was just a team thing because we were moving on to a whole different country. So they reached out to my mom that oh, they watched me play. They think I have potential. They have interest in me, and that's how I got a chance to. They were willing to offer me a full scholarship to play basketball.
Mhm.
I'm
Well,
like, why not?
Merit, let me tell you. So I know you say it like with like something like maybe a lot of people know about it, but that's a big deal, okay? So if you're
Yeah.
coming from Nigeria, from a whole different country, just to let you know, you might think it's not, but from experiences and experiencing life in general already, I think that that's a big deal. And you should be super proud of yourself. The fact that you have been able to, I don't want to say giving an opportunity because you obviously work hard in your country, in Nigeria, to play basketball, and then you got into, and your parents allow you to go into this game so that you can actually come here and be able to represent. I think that you're a representation of Nigeria right now. So remember that anytime you get down or you feel down, that's how you should think of yourself. You're representing not only yourself, but you're representing your parents, right? The sacrifice that they've made, and Nigeria. And I'm sure you probably like miss your country so freaking bad. Like, I saw one of your YouTubes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this one has a YouTube channel. Can you tell the YouTube channel? What is your name on YouTube?
Hey, it's Mena. Hey,
Okay.
Hey, it's Mena, MENA. It's just one word
Say it
altogether.
again so that just in case nobody else said it. But I'm gonna post it too. If anybody wants it, just make sure you message me and I will be able to like give it to you too and forward it.
It's Hey, it's Mena,
Hey,
MENA.
like, hey, it's Mena.
Yep, that's exactly.
That's so like down to earth. But so yeah, so remember that you represent not only yourself but your parents and Nigeria, and you are like, I love the culture. You have to love who you are. I always say I'm super proud of being Guatemalan, like Latina. Like when people say, what are you? I'm Guatemalteca. Like I say it with like passion, you know? And then
Yep.
when somebody tells you, where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. Can't you tell from my accent, right?
They always say I don't have a Nigerian accent, but
But
I don't
what
think there's
is? Yeah, I think
what
that's
is a
just a
Nigerian
label, right?
accent. Yeah.
People tell me, I mean, I might have an accent, but because I've learned how to speak English a little bit better, but I still have my accent and I don't mind it.
Mhm.
I never want my accent to go away ever.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's unique and you're unique, you know?
Hmm.
So, um, let me see. I saw in one of your videos, you say that you was missing the Nigerian vibes. What does
Yeah.
that mean? What does that mean?
That's
Tell
just
us
like a
tell us a few examples of what vibes you're missing, like Nigerian vibes.
um that's just like a big question, and I don't even know how to answer it.
No,
But
you could
the
just say
night,
like music, food,
yeah,
like
I
getting
definitely miss
along
the
with,
food.
yeah.
I miss the food. Music is a big part. Like Nigerians love their music, so that's a big part of. You can be walking in the street and people would just play music loudly, and you can just vibe to it. I miss the fact that like I'm around being around your own people, people that understand you, people that match your energy, people you can just like, just be yourself around. Like, don't get me wrong, here I'm myself, but it's a whole different feeling when you're with people that understand that this
Mhm.
is normal. This is
Your
nothing.
family, your family,
Yeah,
it's
you're
like a
not being
family.
extra. So I miss that. I miss my family. I miss my friends over there, and just the atmosphere. I miss the weather because come to think of it, like especially when it's winter period here, like you said, I miss Nigeria the most when it's winter, or I just want to be somewhere warm. So yeah, I miss all that. Even the crazy things about Nigeria, the things that while you're at Nigeria, you're like, oh my God. But then when you leave it, you remember and you're like, oh, I miss.
What is something crazy that before you was just like, oh my gosh, I just, if that will stop, that would be awesome. But now you
Um,
miss it, obviously. Because, for example, right? I've gone to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican people love their, like, who they are. They're passionate of who they are, right? So every time I go to Puerto Rico, they have cars or jeeps with big loudspeakers, and it doesn't matter, what time of night it is. If that speaker, if the Puerto Rican person wants to just pass by the whole town with loudspeakers, like listening to Bad Bunny's music, you're
mhm.
gonna hear it. It doesn't matter. So it's loud. So like when you're there, you're like, you wish it could stop, right? But when you leave it, you're like, oh my gosh, I missed that because that's unique. Culturally,
Mm-hmm.
that's unique. I don't see nobody doing it in here. And even in my country, they do it, but just for um holidays or stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So what would be one example for you in Nigeria?
So the easiest one I can say without making Nigeria look bad, everyone in Nigeria just claim to be crazy. Like they
Mm,
brag about they're just really extra and like really extra and loud people, and that's fine. So that
mhm.
sometimes I can just be like, okay, now you're just doing too much. Now you're just being extra. But now that I'm here, it's like not a lot of people are comfortable with doing that, with being that because they fear that they're gonna be judged or whatnot. But back home, it's like people see if someone calls you crazy, it's like a compliment, like, "Oh, thank you." Like, do you know I'm crazy? I'm crazy. But now I just miss it. I miss that whole crazy vibes
Mhm.
because it's like you can't even when you're going through things, you can't even dwell in it because you have a crazy neighbor, a crazy cousin that's just doing some weird stuff that just makes
And then
you
you
laugh
forget
and
about it,
yeah,
right?
you just
You
forget
just keep
about why
going.
was I
And then
even
you're
mad?
eating, you guys are eating food, listening to music,
Hmm.
all of this stuff. I feel like Nigeria is almost like culturally like Latin culture, Guatemala.
Yeah,
We're like you, especially in Christmas. I love when Christmas comes in my
Christmas
country.
is
It's so
so.
loud. It's so, I mean, I want to say the word obnoxiously loud, right? Because that's the way people in here will describe it. But I love it because it's us, it's who we are, and it's just so
And
much
we're
fun.
proud about it.
And the thing is that even when, because I came from being homeless, right? I had no
Hmm.
shoes, I had no parents to take care of me. Um, so I remember that Christmas was actually one of the holidays that I always looked forward to because everybody was out. Everybody was dancing and there was food everywhere. So I didn't have to go hungry those days of
Hmm.
Christmas
Yeah,
because I could go from one house to another house to
and
another
people are
house
always giving.
and always giving, always giving all the time. So that's what I miss about Guatemala with that. So I understand you when you say that. You don't have to feel like you're different because I mean you are different, but you don't have to hide it, you know, because
Hmm.
that's your culture. You have to like talk with like that passion, like because I can tell, like, if I didn't meet you, somebody else would be like, this girl, maybe she's not into it, but I could tell you're like
Oh
chill,
no.
you
Um.
come. But I've seen your YouTube videos, so everybody needs to go and watch her YouTube videos because it's a whole different side of her too. And when she plays basketball, it's a whole different thing too. You're probably tired today. That's what you are,
I am.
right?
I just came back right in time to join this, so I've been out all day. So I am
I
tired,
thank you.
but
Thank you for
I
doing
am
this.
here. Of course, I would not miss it for anything. So.
Now, I have another question. So,
Mhm.
with you coming here, have you experienced any difficulty with being, I don't want to say like racially,
Mhm.
um, have you seen racism? Have you seen any bias towards you? And how do you know that you know you're being racially profiled, or if you are, you know, somebody is being biased towards you?
Um, so sadly, I have experienced that. I think it's inevitable. As sad
Yeah,
as that sounds, is just being in the US and being black, basically, you will experience it. Not aside from being black,
you
just
will.
not, yeah, even if you're like Latino, you're Chinese,
Yeah,
you would go through it. But I have just learned to keep my composure when that happens because they want to see they really are just waiting for you to crack and
to
then use it
fail.
against you. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when that happens, you can't really, especially since I'm not a citizen, I'm an internet, I'm here, I'm a visitor here. So they can one wrong move and they're just sending me back.
Mhm.
So I've been in a couple of situations where judgment was passed unfairly and it's like all the signs indicates that okay, she was not in the wrong. But when you're black, they expect you to be violent or to be like a hoodlum or be ghetto or whatever. Because the school I went to, when I first got here, I went to like a predominantly white school. We had just like maybe 4 or 5 black people in general. And sometimes people are just ignorant, so they don't even realize they're doing it, but you're doing it. And they would say things like, "Oh, are you gonna like maybe if we're having like a civil argument, they're like, oh, you raise your voice, I raise my voice a little bit, and they're expecting like, oh, are you gonna hit me? And like, what makes you think I'm
Mm,
gonna hit you? I'm just trying to pass my opinion. So it's like I can't give my opinion without you getting scared that I'm about to get violent. And but you don't act the same way if it was someone their color, they would not act that way. But I can't give my opinion without you getting scared. They just expect the worst. And if something was to happen, and even though I was not in the wrong, they just expect me to be in the wrong because, oh, that's in your nature. And I think that's
mm,
unfair. Even the tiniest thing like playing basketball and being on a team, they expect you to do so much more. And that's fine because to rule like much is given, much is required. But it's unfair that you would treat me differently from everyone else in my team because you're black, you're African, you can't handle it. And it's like you won't say what you're saying to me to those other girls because they're too soft. And I don't know why some people think that's a compliment. It's really not because I'm being
what's a
mistreated.
compliment? What do you mean?
Like they say things like, let's say I get injured or maybe during a game. That's
Mhm.
like the most common one. And let's say I sprain my ankle or something. It's just like, oh, just brush it off. You'll be fine. You're playing the next game, like the next game regardless. We're not gonna let you rest. And it's because, oh, you're from Africa. You're tough. You're Nigerian. You can handle it. I'm
Mm,
injured. But it's not the same. It's not the same story if it was not me. If it was not someone black, it's a whole different story. They would be the first to rush them to the ER and like, what's going on? Like,
mm,
did you hurt anything? And I don't know, they think it's a compliment that, oh, we're calling you tough, but you're really not because I'm hurting myself more just because you believe that I got the black blood in me and all that. So it's sometimes it's the minor stuff that people don't even think about, and I feel like it's just ignorance, and they need to realize that you're not supposed to. It doesn't matter if I'm African, it doesn't matter if I'm black or white. You should treat me the same way you would treat anyone else
in a
because
team. Yeah.
exactly. And it's like when we're not being treated equally, if it's like good stuff, it's to the white people. And is there anything bad? If something is missing or something went lost, it's like they just stare at you like, what do you mean? Like
Um,
what are you trying to say? And people always believe that Nigeria is such a poor country and they feel like since I'm being here, maybe I'm trying to just like how do I say this? Like they feel like because of where I'm from, they expect me to be like ghetto, or they expect me to be like hood, or cuss them out, threaten to beat them up. And then when I don't do that, I've had someone tell me, "Oh, you're one of the calm black people I know," and I'm like, "What does that even
mm,
mean? What do you
wow.
mean I'm one of the calm?" Like now you're just stereotyping it and you're just assuming that because I'm black, I have to be violent, I have to be
Mhm.
aggressive, you have to be scared of me. And that's not how it's supposed to be. So it's just stuff that happens sadly quite too often, but it's just stuff that I have no control over. And while I may be nice enough to tell you, please don't tell me that, please don't say that to my face, don't I will not tolerate that. I also can't overdo it because now it's she was bullying me, she was yelling at me. I don't even have freedom of speech and expression, and it's a free country. So
Mhm.
all that is it gets quite annoying and overwhelming, but you just have to be able to control yourself and not let your emotions get the best of you so you don't
And it
fit into the
becomes,
stereotype.
have you felt like you sometimes don't have anybody else to really rely and talk to about those things other than maybe I mean, maybe your mom, obviously your mom will understand if you call her, but
Mhm.
anybody in here that could just say, yeah, that's not something that you should be going through, and they could talk to whoever is making those comments. Because sometimes what I've realized is that some people don't want to learn, right? Don't want to learn how to not um, make comments like that. Like they don't want to learn. Also, what I've noticed is that some people, or in general, like young adults, if you look at their background, you won't be able to see like culture in
Yeah.
their community, right? They've never had a Black person around them, or they've never grown up with diversity. And therefore, sometimes I do think that it is surprising to them, like, whoa, look at you. Like that's why they might
And they
act,
don't know how to act.
and they don't know how to act. There's no excuse to it,
Mhm.
right? But when you have adults who maybe allow that behavior, right? Because me as an adult, or me as as a coach, or as an educator in a school, even if a student does not know, I will help the student to say, hey, that's something that you just don't say, because I know, like is putting that person down, and that person is a human being. Just treat somebody else. It doesn't matter what color they are, purple, pink, whatever. You need to treat them well. And also the whole thing with racism, and even with you, like I know that you are a student athlete and you're coming from Nigeria. Maybe it would be nice to know that there is like laws, right, within that community, laws that are going to be not just abided by, but also abided by you and whoever you go to, like you're a part of, whatever team, whatever family you're at, whatever school you go to, right? Because you can
Mhm.
hold them accountable. What do you think about that? Or rules? Like, you can't be disrespectful to this student. You can't talk to them like this and like this. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think
Yeah.
about that?
I think that would help a lot because if people realize that doing this or saying this, there's going to be consequences for it, they would be more mindful of what they
Mhm.
say and how they act. But I would want to blame it on ignorance, but there's so much stuff happening in the world that it's not hard to realize that this is wrong.
Yeah.
But again, some people
Well,
just choose
ignorance.
to remain, yeah, they just choose to remain ignorant. So it would help a lot because especially like the first school I went to, for example, especially when they're not used to it, you can tell that this set of kids, they've been enclosed and oh my God, they've been like secluded like by themselves. They're just used to themselves and what they know. And they don't know how to handle something different. But the same way someone would get scared that, oh, if I stole or if I did this, these are the precautions for it. I think it will help a lot if they realize that even just saying things like that is could be counted for as racism. You don't have to shoot someone. You don't have to shoot someone that's not from the same race as you for it to count as racism. Like the little things, like the little compliments you make. No, not compliments. Like you understand what I mean? Like some of the things you say, how you act, how you treat them differently from that also counts as it. So it's not until you harm someone from a different race, like because words
to
also
pay
hurt.
you to pay you a to pay attention at the situation,
Hmm.
basically. So nobody's
Yeah,
going to, so basically you're in a position where nobody's paying attention to you until you get injured or severely injured.
yeah,
And
and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be like that.
yeah, and I'm sorry that you're going through that, because that
That's so
shouldn't be
sad.
your experience in some way, because you're so young too. And I think that we should hold our adults more accountable for making sure that all students are treated or all athletes are treated with respect. I think the main word for me is always respect, right? Um, and I remember like just when I was talking to you, when I saw you and you say, like just the fact that somebody just because she is black and her color skin is like that, or she's different and she just came from Nigeria and she's a student athlete, somebody, blame her for stealing, and that's not cool. And it wasn't her, and they only blame her for stealing because of her color of skin. And
Mhm.
you know they almost basically ruin your whole academic
Yeah.
reputation, which can lead to you not being able to play, which can lead to you going back to Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Because what's the whole point?
Yeah, because what's the whole point of you staying if so there's people out there who are trying and intentionally trying to bring you down. And to be honest, I think that's just that's so much I've been learning, like just life in general. There's like little potholes that you have to jump over, right? Little mini things. But then there is mountains that you have to climb. And that's the difficult part of life. And through that mountain that you're going through, you're just going to face everything coming against you. And at the end of the day, and I heard it somewhere, I forgot where it was that I heard it. People, I think it was Kevin Hart, people who like keep being shut down, they show racism towards you, they blame you, you go through difficulty after difficulty, or you go through different struggles, but you don't give up. It's because your spirit is strong. You have a spirit that will never give up. You're like a light. And one way I tell my son too that I want him to grow up is that I'm raising him to be like the messenger for the future. You're a message to the future. So you merit for me to tell you that even if you're going through struggles here and you feel lonely sometimes, and maybe a lot, because even moving here to America, even though I was adopted, I felt lonely because I didn't have nobody else around me to speak Spanish to. I didn't have my family was white too, and everybody around me was basically white. So I understand what it is to like feel like, okay, who can I talk to? Who can speak Spanish back to me? Like who can say something that is familiar, right? And without you trying to feel like you're ungrateful, because you're not ungrateful.
Mhm.
Missing that is not being ungrateful, just to let you
Yeah.
know. Okay. So if you ever
And
felt
they
like
make it
that,
look like that.
and they make it look like that, but that's not, and that's okay. And they don't have to understand. That's the bigger picture too. They don't have to understand you. You know why? Because you come through a whole different path than they have come. Your path is a whole different. Your lifestyle has been so different. The way you grew up was so different compared to so many that you're surrounded by, or that you have to keep being surrounded by. And even though me and you have similarities of our countries, right? We both have different paths too. And you might sometimes want to just be like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to be doing this. You might confuse your strength for weakness, or you might confuse your strength so that other people don't um, feel like for you, not so that other people don't feel like you're putting them down, or you're being too loud, or you're being the ghetto one, right?
Mhm.
Always stand up. Always stand up, Marin. And you can be as polite. If you have to say it twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, just do it. Okay. You can always do
Right.
it with a smile. You can always do it in different ways, but don't ever let your spirit be put down or you confuse yourself of who you are just because you're trying to not hurt their feelings, because what they're doing to you, they don't care,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So you got to stay strong. You got to keep going. Okay?
Always. Always.
Always like strength. Show me the muscle. Come on.
Oh, please, no.
Come
I'm
on,
fat.
show me that. Show me your
No.
muscles. Come
You
on.
seen it. See, I got a whole thing on, but hopefully you can see
Mm,
it.
listen, and my girl Merit is 6'2", right? You're 6'2", or you grew another inch?
Nah, I'm still 6'2", sadly.
You still,
Sadly.
sadly, do you know how, I'm only 5'5". You know how much I wish to be 6'2"?
I know, but still.
Why? Why still
I don't know.
why?
I wish I was like 6'3", like a solid 6'3". So I just need 1 more inch. But I don't know if I'm gonna grow anymore. So
You think that's gonna make a huge difference?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard you YouTube. You say you're considered to be a midget if you're 6'2" compared to 6'3".
No,
I'm
no,
like,
that's not what I said.
what did you say?
No.
What did you say?
I said if you're below 6 foot. That's what I said.
Oh, you're considered to be a midget, so I'm a midget. So
N-
I'm mad tiny then.
No, you're only a midget if you believe so. Don't listen to me.
No,
Don't
I was
listen.
just listening to your YouTube video. But
Thank you.
6'2", that's awesome. And I swear, continue to like flourish in a basketball court. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Smile
Yes.
more and smile. Like that's you, okay? Don't let
I'm always
nobody
smiling. What do you mean? You know that.
listen. This whole time you've been like,
No, I'm listening to you. I'm like, this
hmm.
is my
Mhm.
serious face.
Well, I like to smile. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, that's better. Cause then I feel
Okay.
better. I feel like I'm not like a teacher and
No,
you,
I'm just paying attention to you.
okay, that's good. Do you have
Hmm.
any questions for me?
Um, questions? Not really. Because I feel like you went over everything and I kind of understand your point of view as you understand mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. You've gone through everything. Like whatever I would have wanted to ask you, like how you were able to like just fight through it, fight being different, not
Mm-hmm.
understanding English and just being where you are today. But you can still answer that, but I feel like you went over that. You just have to prove to them that you're not weak and you know you
And
don't
it's
quit.
here, marriage. I found out it's all here. It hasn't been easy. I've cried my eyes out. I've been close to like I was close to quitting um college, because I had my son too and things were very difficult. Um I've been misunderstood many, many times. I've had people, teachers, college teachers, tell me that I will never be a math teacher. Like I could never be a math teacher because math teachers have to know what they're talking about.
Mm,
So I've been put down many times. I've been misunderstood many times. I've cried my eyes out. I've gone through so many, like, life actually keeps like smacking me in the face.
mhm,
Um, but what I've learned and what I continue to learn is that if you have a spirit of like gratefulness, if you don't forget where you came from, that's number one. Don't ever forget that where you came from. I can remember one of my memories, best memories was actually me being in the streets right after it rained, pouring rain in my country, and I was swimming in puddles. Like I was just swimming and I was just like on the ground in the street, main highway, like anywhere I could find a puddle, I was just swimming in the puddles. And to me, that was like, I get to take a shower, one, because of that. But it was
Hmm.
just so much, so much. I don't know why that's happiness to me. Like that brings happiness to
That
me.
you had
But
no care in the world.
yeah, and there was no stress. And
Yeah.
the only stress obviously was just that, I needed to go and find something to eat for myself and my brother and sister. But once you become an adult, there's like different stressors. And I think that God did such a great thing for when kids are younger. They go through so much stress, but it doesn't get, because you don't understand and your brain is not fully developed, you don't get stuck on that.
Yeah. You don't think too much about it.
You don't think about it. You don't think too much about it. So I say, imagine if I understood what stress was when I was little, I would not be here, because I was like, I should not even be here. I should not even be in front of you talking to you right now. I should not have my son. That's a fact. And being a girl in my country, um, and just thinking about those things is what brings me back to when I feel very stressed out, to
Hmm.
when I want to give up. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt like giving up. I've been down and I felt depressed. I felt anxious. But what keeps me going is actually even just listening to you, Merits. You are a light. You are a positive message. You will become something great. You will be. And
Definitely.
you are like basically going into the future. You're gonna make a difference. So always stay positive with that. And to me, I feel like happy with that. And teaching all my kids, even if they're watching or maybe they watch this later, like I love my kids, especially the ones that are struggling. I don't consider them different, because we always need love and care and understanding. And if we have that, that's all that matters. But when
Yeah.
you have judgmental people, then and you're always judging yourself and you're surrounded by people that don't value you and don't understand you, and you're always looking to get that validation from somebody else, you're gonna feel like you're falling, and you're gonna feel like you're a failure. So your validation should only come through you, and it's okay to be selfish. I've learned that. Okay. So
Yeah.
selfish in a way that you get yourself strong, you get yourself mentally strong, you know where you're going. And that was my next and final question, was going to be, what are your goals and what is it that you're trying to achieve, right? Your short-term goals and long-term goals.
Um. So I try. I really envision myself and try to see myself in the future, but I also try to just take it one day at a time because I know I'm going to be successful, and that's my long-term goal is just to be successful, and it doesn't like matter what area it's coming from
Mm-hmm.
because that's one thing I've realized is like you never know. It's like you could plan one thing and the direct opposite. Like it's before I came to the US, if someone was gonna tell me that you are gonna get a scholarship through basketball and leave Nigeria through basketball, I would have laughed at them and be like, "You're clowning. Like no
Mm,
way that's gonna happen." But here I am. So I really just want to be able to prove myself wrong and prove other people wrong and just get at it. I want to be that person that my name, like you said, like my name can just bring inspiration and purpose. Like if she can do it, I can do it too.
mm-hmm,
And I want to be able to prove a point that um, even the people you least expect to do it, because a lot of people never believe that I would be able to do it or come as far as I have right now. So I want to be able to prove them wrong and give other people hope through me. And that's just it. I really just want to be able to help people and make them realize that, because not a lot of awareness is given or is like shared about like other student athletes in Nigeria. They really don't realize what they're about to get into, and
Mm,
that's fine. But give me 1 second.
yeah, we love merit.
My bad.
No, you're fine.
So I want to be like some sort of hope for other people. I want to be successful. I want to be an encouragement to other people, even though it's not, they don't play basketball or that's not your area of expertise or whatever. I just want to be able to share awareness, and that's why I really appreciated the fact that you invited me to come on this live with you. So my
So one
long
of
like
the
I
so one of the things that you said with that before you go to your long-term goals, you said you want to bring awareness for other student athletes who come from other, you know, other places in the world and think that maybe coming to, it could be to America, but it could be anywhere else. What is it that is missing in there? What is it that you want to aware them about?
I feel like being mentally ready is very important, because I think if someone had given me a prep about what I would expect when coming here, it wouldn't have made any difference, like a big difference, but at least I would have been mentally ready for it.
Mm,
And some people believe and they think they are, and there's some other people that they think coming here it's like, you know, like paradise and everything's just gonna, no, it's not.
like you
Like
have the money of the world, you're rich, you're
mhm.
living the life and all that stuff.
I know they talk about the American dream, but it's called the American dream. If you're not American, you have to work your butt off
Mm-hmm.
to make a name for yourself and to just be able to, be comfortable and be happy. So I think I want people to realize and understand that it's not all that, and that doesn't make it fair, but you should know what you're getting into. Like you should know what to expect. And I also want to be able to spread awareness for the people in America, like not even the international student athletes, like the people in charge of them. They should understand that these are also humans, because what from my experience, I realized some of them, they don't really see us as just teenagers or just kids. It's like a business to them, and
Yeah.
they don't realize that you saying this or you acting this way is hurtful, or it makes me feel less because I'm already far away from home. So being able to spread that awareness to the people in America and to the student athletes that are planning to come over.
Yeah. And then your long-term goal?
I don't know. I can't really say, but
What
let's
is
just
it
say
that
I
you're
want
studying for? What is it that like
to.
makes you feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go and study for this, or maybe I'm gonna, you know, just
Um,
go
So
ahead.
if we're talking about like for school, sociology and
Ooh,
psychology, because a lot of people do not care about mental health. And I feel like what made me more passionate about that is the fact that this is all I've gone through, and not a lot of people really care enough to know that her mental health is being ruined by you, and not a
yeah.
lot of people know what they're doing. So I want to be able to help in that area, and I'm really passionate about that. But
Hey,
I also see myself playing basketball in the future for a very long time. So be it in the league or overseas or somewhere, I just, you know,
yay. Oh my gosh. If you go overseas, you have to let me know, okay? And you have to make
of course.
videos, and show your videos and everything like that. That would be awesome.
No, I got my YouTube. I'll keep you all updated.
Yay. And I like that you have your YouTube, and I like how you have it like so realistic too, like real. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, I like that. And also the awareness that you said that you want to bring to the people too. Um, I will add to that obviously I still have family in my country too. And they think that because I live in America, they think I have everything. Like I'm like, I got money, I got houses, I got, and I'm like, do you know that I'm struggling just like maybe not just as much as you, but I'm literally working my butt off to be able to support um my son and support myself. So, with that said, I'm not rich, but they still have that tendency or that misconception that come into America. Um, you are automatically rich or
Or
you
you're
got money
successful,
or
you've
you're
made it in life.
successful, and it just happens like that. And it's not like
People
that.
also think that way about me, and it's like I'm still a student. Like, where am I get me being in America does not mean they just gave me a free bag of money, like, welcome to America, here you go. Like, that's not how it
No,
works.
no. And that's true. Like I've had family members stop talking to me because they think that I'm lying to them. And
Yeah,
I already sent, if you sent like money, like I already sent like let's say $200 here, $200 there, $200 here, and they want more. And then I've even been told to my face, right? That what is $200 going to do? And if I send anything, like even if it's like $50, right? They're like, what is $50? $50 for me can buy a whole tank of gas. Like, and then
yeah.
last me for the whole entire week. So I'm grateful for every single dollar that I have. But it's like they're almost acting like if the
They're like
world doesn't
entitled.
entitlement, and their shit does not stink. Like, sorry everybody, but that's how it sounds. So that's what Merit is talking about. Like student athletes, when you come from your homes, just be like mentally prepared that nothing is gonna come easy. And to have support from home is essential, right? Having somebody you can talk to is also essential. Making friends is also essential, right?
That is very, very important. I cannot even try to talk about how big of a deal that is, because you're some people that they feel like coming here, yes, you're alone, but you should not remain alone, because friendships and relationships you make being here, they will help you a lot
A
in the
lot.
long run. You
Yeah.
cannot you cannot do it by yourself. You have to have some sort of pillar, some sort of support system,
Mhm.
and it could just be your friends, your teammates. You have to stick with it, because me personally, I have like gone through a lot being here in the US. And I cannot even exaggerate on how having friends and having those relationships I had built since being here has helped me just go through it. I was someone that you would never see me cry, but just being here, I had to let those walls down and be vulnerable, because just being able to talk to someone and cry in front of them, and even if they can't tell you, like, that won't solve everything, it just take a huge load off your back. And while you may have friends back home, like in my experience, it's like it's hard to keep up distance friendship. There's a time difference, there's a schedule difference, and then it's like sometimes I can't keep up with that, especially with everything going on. It's busy. Like
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
in season, you have school, you have basketball, you have this, you have that. It's just
Mhm.
hard to just keep the same energy, because you may be talking to me all excited, and I'm just thinking about, oh my God, I have a chemistry test, I have a game tomorrow, and I can't. So having someone here with you in person that can just give you that support, it goes a long way.
So making good friends. And even like when you said like when you first came here to America, right? From Nigeria, like the first time, and you say in Florida, even making friends from there, right? Other people
Yeah,
like you, get their numbers. Don't be afraid to get their numbers.
yeah.
Don't be afraid to get their social media, because I mean in the
You
long
never
term,
know.
you never know if that could be your become one of your best friends. You never know if that's the person that you can actually come to say, wow, like you actually have been listening, you actually have been there for me, or we're going through the same struggle. Hey, how are you doing it? And this is how I'm doing it. Okay, thank you. Like that helps me a lot. So for sure, friendships do making friends here, or just making friends of people that actually going to help you. Even some adults are very kind, you know.
Mhm.
So like consider me an adult and consider me as somebody that you can reach out to anytime. And you have my number. You can text me. You can just say I'm upset. And I've told this to other people too. Like, you can just text me and tell me, hey, I'm going through it. I'm just gonna like just like go crazy, right? Because sometimes that's all we
Mhm.
need to let it
Yeah,
out. But we need a safe place to let it out. We can't always go to social media and let it out like that. We can't
yeah,
go and keep it inside, because then if you keep it inside, sooner or later you're gonna explode and it's gonna come out wrong, or it's gonna be too much for you to handle. So just consider me as one of them
of
merits,
course.
okay? Always. And again, thank you for like coming and joining my live, because I think that these conversations are actually important
Yeah.
and truthful. So do you have anything else to say? And if not, then we can say thank you to our viewers, whoever was watching and will watch this episode on my YouTube channel. And I hope that if you think that it can help somebody else, you can share it. um and again, this is not perfection. We had some technical issues at the beginning, but we
Had
got
some
through it,
mishaps.
right? Mishaps. But we're here and we're smiling, and I'm happy you're doing good. You're
Mhm.
starting school soon too, right? When do you start school?
Yeah. September 6th.
Oh, September 6th. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. And it's
We
your
have
last year,
almost
right? Around here?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That's
And
cool. Are
then
you gonna be able to see your family before that or anything?
um I don't know yet. I'm
Okay.
hoping so. Maybe next summer I'll be able to go back to see them. But
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. It's
Okay.
fingers crossed. So
Fingers crossed. Like,
hmm
and maybe your parents could come and see you or something like that too.
maybe. We
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah. Well, I hope you still like you communicate with them, right?
Yeah, every day. I have
That's
to. I
Yeah,
have
you have
to.
to. Okay, so that's essential. That's at least you have that. Okay, that's awesome.
Mhm.
WhatsApp is the best thing. You can actually FaceTime,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, WhatsApp is like technology is so helpful because imagine we didn't have phones and I had to send letters or something. No,
Yeah,
that
letters
would
is.
suck. That would suck.
I don't
So,
even think you know how to like maybe write the letter. I grew up with writing letters. I actually
oh
like writing letters.
no, I want to be able to see you and you see me. You
That's
know,
true. That's true. You're
so
right about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should actually do a YouTube channel with your parents so we can meet them and see them. That would
we'll
be
figure
nice.
that. Maybe when I go back or something.
Yeah, that's true. But thank you for being here, and thank you for our viewers for watching. And thank you, Merritt. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you coming and being awesome. And just know that you can text me too
Mhm.
or message me wherever on my social media, anywhere. You can find me anywhere now. You're like a family. You're like family now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So do you have anything else to say? Are you good? You good?
I'm good. Think I said everything that was supposed to be said.
Okay. She said
Hmm.
everything that she wanted you to say and for her to share, to help
Yeah.
you, to help everybody who is watching. So
Yeah.
thank you
Hopefully that
again.
helps someone.
Mhm. Yes. And stay true to yourself always. Don't try to change yourself so much, right? So um unless it's positive. So okay, you guys, we'll see you, and I hope everybody has a great night. Good night, Merritt. And
Good night.
we'll see you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.